Hey everyone, good morning. It's Facebook Live time, and I just sent out a tweet to everyone to come join. This Facebook Live won't be long. It is actually about a new productivity tool I am using that has helped me tremendously. I started using it, I'm going to say a couple weeks ago, and consistently since I started using it, I've had really productive days. And so I want to share it with you, what it is and why it works. That's the key here. The reason why it works is what's going to help you, I believe. And due to popular demand, people have seen the productivity tool on my Instagram stories, and they said, hey, can I buy it? Can I buy it? I was getting a whole bunch of messages, maybe not a whole bunch, like maybe like 9 messages. That's not a whole bunch, but then I asked everyone in a question on Instagram stories, hey, would you like to buy if I made it available? And people said yes. So I have it available for you guys. I have it in a digital version, which is an instant download, and a printed version, okay? And I'm going to go over why it works for me. Now, the reality is you could obviously just make your own if you feel like it, and put it into a notepad, whatever you want to do. But that's why I'm going to explain to you why it works today, okay? Good morning. I'm going to wait till everybody rolls on in and we'll get started. And by the way, if you're like, yeah, I love it, I want to get it, especially if you watch this on the replay, where am I? Oh, you click the link up above. It's bit.ly/mastermind notepad, or if you're watching this on YouTube later, you can click the link down below, okay? Let me actually show it to you while everybody rolls on in, what this productivity tool is. Here it is, okay? You guys may have seen it again on my Instagram stories, and it's just, you know, the notepad I created, and I'll explain to you why I created and all that stuff. And the tool is just called my notepad that I made. It's really simple, but here's the thing, guys. You don't have to buy the notepad from me. That's cool. You can buy the downloadable version. That might be really helpful for you. But even if you don't, you can easily see what I've done on this notepad, and I'm going to explain to you why it works for me. Sorry. And then you could potentially do it on your own if you want to, right? The issue is tools don't really work unless you do. Tools, there's a lot of tools that we use in our business, right, guys? It could be things like Marmalade, Etsy Rank, notepads, to-do list. My courses are tools, all that stuff. They don't really work effectively if you don't put them to work correctly, okay, and consistently. And so, so that's that, right? Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to get started, and I'm going to explain to you why I came up with this notepad. I'm going to show you guys right here. I should really have, okay, there it is. It just says awesome stuff, and then I want to do today, where it has boxes where you could check off and lines, okay? Then it says boring shit I need to do today, with a whole bunch of check boxes and lines. And then brilliant ideas and interruptions, which again, check boxes and lines. Anyway, so let me explain how this notepad came about, okay? I'm gonna put this down for a second so I can talk, and I'll show it to you guys again as people roll on in. You know, so if you watch me on Instagram stories, you may have caught that, I mean, obviously I'm a stationery designer. We have a lot of scrap paper. So you may have caught that I use scrap paper for my to-do list. Now, I've always used Trello. And then from Trello, I may have mentioned it before, if you followed me for a while, that I use my Trello account, and I handwrite the stuff for my daily to-do list. That seems like double the work, but it isn't for me. It takes a few moments. It helps me visualize in front of me what I have to get done for the day. So my Trello account, I have a few things going on there, but the week one, I have a board that's for the week, and the things on the list for today get written down amongst other things I might need to do because I thought of it or whatever, right? So I have to write them down daily. It just helps me. Okay, that's why I have it on Trello. It's always gonna be on Trello, but then daily on these. So this is my today to-do list. Okay, I took it off the front page so you can see the clean version. Okay, this is my daily, today's to-do list, okay? So I was using scrap paper for a while, and that's okay, right? And that was okay. I noticed that I had the need to want to separate the things that well, here's the first thing I thought of. I want to separate the things that I thought of throughout the day. So let me explain. You guys could absolutely relate to this. When you're working, doing your thing, things pop up in your mind, right? You know, somebody may say something to you and you're like, that's a fantastic idea. Let me write it down. You may be watching TV in the background and you heard a commercial that mentions Facebook ads. And you're like, I got to really get into doing Facebook ads. Let me write that down. Well, that's what you want to do. Instead, what you're doing is, oh, Facebook ads, let me look into that. And all of a sudden you lose your focus and you're researching Facebook ads, you're watching videos on it, all this stuff, right? And so the section where it says brilliant ideas and interruptions is where you're going to put all these things that pop in your mind. And guys, they pop in my mind a lot. It has a lot to do, well, most of it has a lot to do with business stuff. And so I threw out my other sheets because I condense, and I'll explain to you how I use this in a second. But I have a lot of things regarding my branding I think of. I have things regarding, you know, advertising, marketing I think of. What else did I put on there? Here is, this one I wrote here, which was early this morning. I thought of, I need to improve my, you know, I just have email marketing, right? I have automated emails I send out to my customers. I wrote down the idea that I need to improve my two of the emails that get sent out automatically within a span of time. So the reason why I wrote it down is because I can't handle it at the moment, okay? Because I don't want to lose focus. Losing focus, guys, really it actually distracts you from getting your things done and doing it in a timely manner. You have a certain to-do list, and a lot of times we can't get things done because we get constant interruptions. Things that when people interrupt us, that's fine. You know, sometimes people need us. But if it's your own thoughts, it's really, you know, horrible. So I don't want you to forget those thoughts. A lot of times they're genius. And so writing them down in the brilliant ideas interruption section is really important. Now here's the key. I kind of just skipped ahead just because I feel like talking about what I want to talk about with the notepad. So I'm not doing this in order, and that's fine. It's just how I feel about it. But again, when you're working throughout the day and you write these brilliant ideas and stuff, you may at the end of your workday, right before the end of your workday, might want to check on a few of these things. If one of them says, check your Etsy stats to see if your new item, you know, if your new item has had any views because you listed it a week ago. You might have forgot to check on that. You write that down. Don't check out in the moment because, again, you're going to interrupt your workflow. Write it down, move on. The purpose of writing it down and moving on is that you feel comfortable that you're not going to forget about it. So you don't have to check it right now. But there's some things you could actually check toward the end of the workday, such as that one, that you're not in dire need to do. Okay, remember, these are just things that pop up in your mind that you don't have a deadline per se. And then at the end of the day, you can say which ones will take me just a few minutes to do if you feel like doing some of them. And boom, you can knock some out. Now for the rest of the ones that you can't do, like for example, the improve loyalty email and the repeat email, which is two of my automated email campaigns. I want to improve the content within the email. I'm not gonna be able to do today. I probably know that. I don't know when I'll be able to do it. Hopefully soon. The point is, when I rip out the sheet for the end of the day, because I've accomplished everything, and do a new sheet tomorrow, the stuff on the brilliant ideas section, guys, this is how I do it. Okay, the stuff on the brilliant ideas section, interruptions, goes into my Trello account. I have on my Trello account, where is it? I took away the tab, but I have a board that is called, I think it's called the big picture. Yeah, the big picture. It's like pretty much all my goal planning, all that stuff for my business. And there's a list within there that, sorry if I missed any comments. Did I miss any comments? Yes, I did. Hold on. Yes, I am selling the notepad. The link is up above. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like going on and on about this notepad. The link is up above. If you click the link, you'll see a printed version and a digital download version, instant download, okay? If you buy the printed, it will ship out this Thursday afternoon. If you buy the digital, it's instant download. Anyway, So I go to my Trello account. I have a board called the big picture, which is all my business goals, things I have to get done, the bigger picture. And then within there, there's a list that's called brilliant ideas. I actually call it boss ideas, and you call it whatever you want. And I write these things down, which is like brilliant ideas, okay? And so what happens is I can't get them all done. We know that. Sometimes we have 20 ideas in a day. Believe me, I'm with you guys. I'm just like you. But the thing is where I'm not like, no, I'm not saying you guys are like this, but and let me just say this in general. Where I'm not like you is I don't start acting on them throughout the day and start interrupting my workflow. Okay, I write them down, and if I can't get them done, I know they're safe in my Trello account. So I literally take this at the end of the day or the next morning, and I write them down, type them in my Trello account under that section. Okay. Over time, I do like I'm not gonna say once a week. I'm gonna say every few weeks. I go through that section and say, you know what, this is not as awesome as I thought it was. Let me delete this idea. Okay. So I filter through those ideas out. But the point is, I love this section. One of the reasons why it has helped me with my productivity is because I stopped interrupting myself, and I'm not scared to lose that idea, and I write it down. Now here's why I like this paper, this little notepad, the one I created, okay, instead of just having a scrap paper. I used to use a scrap paper, because on a scrap paper, let me show you my scrap papers. Okay, this is my scrap paper. Okay, I have plenty of these hanging around the side of me. Hold on. Here's another one. Oh, I don't know if you could see it. Okay, here's another one. Okay, and I'm sure there's many more hanging out in the corner. These are actually webinar stuff that I have to deal with. But the reason why this is a problem for me, I came to realize it was a problem, was that on the scrap paper, again, you can't really visually read what's going on here. So I had like to do this, to do that, right? And then a brilliant idea came, I wrote it down. It wasn't organized in a way that it made my brain realize, hey, Dalia, these are things you have to get done, and these are things you could do later. You won't forget it. Don't worry, I got your back. You won't forget it, but you could do later, okay? Either at the end of the workday or another day, okay? Especially if you need to act on them. So my mind saw this list of things, and I would jump around and again get distracted about, ooh, look, I want to do that right now. Like, you know, look at this brilliant idea I thought of. Let me just research it really quick. No, by having it on this notepad, I can't explain it. Maybe you guys could explain it. I don't know, but I was very well aware these are my ideas are safe. Okay, I don't look at this list to do things on this list during my work day. I don't. Okay, I just don't. I do it toward the end of the day or another day when I can fit something in that really is going to be a great return on my investment, that's going to really help my business, etc. Okay? Or like I said, if something is a quick researching thing, I look at it toward the end of the day. It's safe in this little corner. Guys, that small improvement, me making it into a notepad, helped tremendously. Trust, okay? Now, here's why I have a brilliant ideas and interruption section. And this is a fun thoughts that I think of and creative ideas I think may pan itself out. So I write them in the corner. I get to them toward the end of the day or another day, okay, when I can fit them into my schedule. I have this awesome stuff I want to do today. The reason why I have it broken up into awesome stuff I want to do today and boring shit I need to do today is because I found that I am most productive when I'm working on things that I really love, okay? So, you know, and it could vary from day to day. I'm not going to give you examples, but certain things you guys know that we love working on. Sometimes we don't like working on certain things. So I write those things out in that way. I write the things that I'm really excited about working on and things that I don't want to work on, but I have to. These are all things I have to do today, okay? So the reason why, so I have this in the section, the brilliant ideas, where I think of something really awesome, right? But it can't go here. It can't go here. Okay, it interrupted my workflow, so I have to write it here. But that's why I have this section. So you can still look forward to something that you want to do today because it's written up here. It's obviously the top part. It's a big focus, okay? And so things like, where's my to-do list for today? And now everybody's awesome things will vary. What I may find awesome, you may not. And by the way, what I might find awesome today, I might not find awesome tomorrow. I know that sounds weird, but this is how I roll. Okay. Oh, some of these I can't really tell you about. They're top secret things for you. Okay, so obviously I'm very excited about them. So I put in the awesome things I want to do today. I remind myself, I have a calendar alert that reminds me to check my promoted listings and my advertising campaigns often. You guys know that advertising campaigns are not a passive strategy. I put myself an alert. I mentioned that to you guys before. Put an alert so you could check on them. That was one of the alerts that went off this morning. So I wrote to myself, check promoted listings. And I have to record some videos for you guys today, etc. So that's awesome things I want to do. Those not need to be done, but I want to get done today. The brilliant ideas that are awesome, because we get very excited about working on them, they don't need to be done today. Don't get it twisted, okay? And so I have a couple more productivity hacks with me using this tool, okay? I want to go over and why it really works for me. So anyway, I have this stuff listed up here. Then I put the boring stuff I have to do today, right? Hold on. Let me go over these messages. Yeah, you bought it. Thank you for supporting me. Obviously, if you buy the notepad, you support me in some way. But I am a true believer in it. Again, I'll explain why even more in detail in just a moment. But you could buy, the link is up above, you could buy the printed version or the instant download. Either one is fine with me. I don't care. If you purchase the printed one, it comes in black. Well, they both come in black ink. But the printed one will ship this Thursday afternoon, okay? And it comes in 50 sheets. You know the drill. I have it listed, okay? I just put it up really quick yesterday. All right. So the boring stuff you have to do today. You obviously have a to-do list. You know what the boring stuff is that you don't look forward to. Write it down there. Here is why I do it this way, as opposed to a full to-do list. Remember, well, that's not really a to-do list. This is stuff I have to get done for the Pinterest update. I'm almost done with it, by the way, guys. Almost done. It was proven harder to do, to update than I thought, but it's okay. I'm almost done. So I have some, some things listed out. And the reason why I don't like mixing up awesome stuff and boring stuff is because I wish my whole day was filled with awesome stuff, okay? It is not. As a business owner, we have to do the boring stuff, okay? Have to. That's the key. And on this notepad, it says, I need to do today. So it's like those tasks, okay? However, this is how this productivity tool has helped me. By splitting it up, I look for two things. One, to do things off my to-do list, okay, that are quick to do, and hopefully also under the boring list. Why? Because if it's quick to do and it's under the boring list, guess what happens, guys? This is a no-brainer. You check it off, and checking it off really, really helps our psyche. I don't know what the word is. Fill in the blank, okay? It helps us checking it off. And so I look in the morning for things I want to get done that are quick and that are under the boring list. So you got the boring things done out of the way, and they're quick to do. And so I created a few check marks on there. And I already have things I have to get done that are boring, but they are quick. 2 of them out of the 5, okay? I'm going to do that as soon as this call is over. Then, because I'm ready to get this next piece done, I'm not going to say what it is because it's something top secret, but I have 2 more things I have to do immediately after that. That's going to take a while, that I don't look forward to doing, but I have to do it. Okay, so that's that. And then the 5th thing on the list, I'm going to probably try to get done later if I have the time. Sometimes I do make this to-do list up, and yeah, it's not because I didn't finish it because I was unproductive. I didn't finish it because maybe I overscheduled, okay? Anywho's, so that's how I use the boring stuff section. I go to it to get things off the list that are quick, so I could check mark it off, okay? Now, are there things on your awesome section that's quick to do? Sure. I recommend you doing the boring stuff first that's quick to do. For example, one of them is buy inks. I have to buy more ink. Guys, if you see the amount of ink I have, you might say, what the hell do you have to buy more ink for? Literally, I would show you, but it's so much I can't pull up the drawer. It's a drawer full of inks, 2 drawers. But I have to buy more inks. It's just the reality of the business. I have to update my plugins on my website. Those 2 won't take very long. I have to get them done, okay? Now, again, do the boring stuff first, so at least you know the daunting task is done. The awesome stuff that are quick, you could do after at least the boring stuff is done, okay, that are quick. If you want to work on awesome stuff that takes longer, sure. But making sure that you mix your day between awesome and boring is really important. If you keep doing a to-do list that is not sectioned off like this, I found this sectioning off, this notepad I created, really freaking awesome. Because if you don't section it off, you're going to find yourself only going to the items on your list that are not sectioned off, right? They're all in a row that you want to do. And then the boring stuff doesn't get done. And sometimes the boring stuff, guys, you know what those are. Sometimes the boring stuff are things that you need to get done in order for your business to keep growing, are things like getting SEO done. Some people find that enjoyable, some people don't. There are things that need to get done to run your business, because unfortunately, being a business owner, you know, it's not just all fun and creating and all this stuff. We're running businesses, and so it becomes difficult, right? And so by sectioning it off, it tells your brain, hey, you don't want to do this. There are some things you have to get accomplished, Dalia, that and you don't look forward to, but get it done. Let's move on, okay? And you can work on some awesome stuff. By the way, this is how I work. I prefer to get some boring things out of the way. Not all of them, some of them. Then I go to my awesome stuff, okay? And again, I prioritize from the awesome stuff. I preferably, if something, and I'll tell you how to prioritize right now. This is how I do it. I go to the things that are so important as far as deadline, that need to get done as soon as tomorrow because of the actual deadline, okay? Those are the things I do first on my awesome list and my boring list, to be honest. And then I hit the things that are quick. Again, marking things off is really important to me, because what happens at the end of the day, you guys know those days where you feel like you've got nothing accomplished, okay? It hurts, right? You're like, oh, what did I do today? I have nothing to show for it. That's why checking things off is really important to me. I know it sounds, you know, juvenile, but I think we all could agree it helps, okay? And then that's it. Now, I do have a secret that I will share with you. I'm sure you guys do it out there. Please hit the like button if you do this as well. Don't leave me hanging, okay? Don't hit it if you don't do it, okay? But if you do it, let me know. If I accomplished something that was like need to be done at the moment. Let's say Jessica's like, hey, you know, I just noticed that you're running out of paper. Order paper now. I'm like, which, I mean, I'm not proud of, but I mean, we haven't been that low, but we have had time where like, we're gonna have to order paper, okay? Well, I have to go in and I order. The point, if I accomplish something, it's a task that was not on my to-do list, I write it down. Why do I do that? So I can check it off? Yeah, I do it. It helps. I don't know if it's how you guys roll. Again, hit the like button if you do the same thing. But it helps me. Oh, where's my mouse? It helps me tremendously because, again, I've accomplished so much. Guys, I'm going to tell you this. And I hope you guys can relate. I hope. But there are times where the end of the workday has happened, and I'm like, what did I do today? I tell Jessica all the time. She hears me talk to myself all the time. She knows. And to her, I said, let me tell you something. I just start talking to her, and I look a whole bunch of like buttons. So you guys are with me, okay? If you guys are with me, then I'm telling you. You know I'm not a pushy salesperson. You know that. I tell people all the time, if you don't need it, don't get it, blah, blah. You guys know that. This has helped me tremendously, okay? Tremendously. I tell her all the time, like, oh my God, I've been working for the last few hours. I don't think I got anything accomplished. And it really bugs me. And literally the next day, and I mean, listen, Jessica knows I'm her boss. She's not mine. But I like to tell her these things because I feel like I need to get more accomplished. It's just how I roll. And so the next day I try to make up for it. And that's great. But by these little hacks I just told you, putting in tasks I've done that were not originally on here, and I check it off, helps me. Getting things done that are quick, but boring stuff that I need to get done, I feel very proud of it, especially the boring stuff. Exciting stuff is very exciting. That's cool, awesome. But the things I have to get done, at least I know I'm accomplishing them. It really helps with my mindset. Remember the post I posted yesterday afternoon? No, it was evening because I was on my walk. Mindset, it absolutely helps, okay? So let me tell you something, and I can say this with 100% certainty. 100% certainty. Ever since I got this notepad, when did I get this notepad? It was a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah, it was. I would say at least 2 weeks ago, at least. Juju, shh. Anyway, it was at least 2 weeks ago. Let me fix my camera. And I was designing it. I was like, I needed something like this. It just made the most sense based on how my normal to-do lists were, which were literally scrap papers. And I just created simple black ink, you know, check boxes, which absolutely had to happen, etc. And ever since I started using it, 100% guys, I'm not even kidding you, it has worked. My productivity has skyrocketed. I could tell you for a fact, Jessica's busy, so she's not going to tell you, but she could tell you that ever since I started using this, I have not complained that I haven't got enough done. I have not complained that I don't know what I did. I don't know, like, what was I going to say? I have not complained that I don't know, like, what I've done today. Like, I have nothing to show for it, because I have something to show for it. And as soon as that registers in my brain, I literally rip it off and I throw it out. Like, it's done, you know? And again, guys, you know, sometimes we overplan, which actually naturally happens. Sometimes your kids get sick, so a lot of things can't get accomplished because you take care of your kids, whatever. And so sometimes things will get unchecked for a really good reason. And so I move them over to the next day's list. Okay, again, I create this list from my Trello account. Everything is in there. My whole goal planning. Okay, it's from start to finish. It's in there. I just take it from there. I write it in there. Again, if you missed the first part of this Facebook Live, the reason why I have on Trello and my notepads, because I tried the whole Trello thing alone. I love Trello. I still use it. I use it for a lot of things. I use it for my week planning, my goal planning. I use it for grocery planning. I know. But the reason why I take it off of there, put it into paper, because the paper is always in front of me. The checking off really helps. Can I explain it even more? I'm sure I can. I can't articulate why I need to take it and just rewrite it on here. It's literally, these tasks are literally under, for the most part, are under the day of the week, because I have a week board. It's under the day of the week, but I still rewrite it. It works for me, and I'm telling you that I think it's going to work for you. We're very similar, all of us. We have a lot on our plate. We're running businesses. We have families, etc. I feel like our brains, for the most part, work the same when we're trying to run a business. And I think this notepad, I'm not even kidding you guys, will help you. This notepad, if you haven't looked already, the digital version is, I think, $12.99. Okay. And the printed version is $15. Again, it's in black ink. It's really simple. By the way, the digital version, I want to make it clear so you guys know. Okay. Imagine this is a paper. When you buy the digital version, it comes in 2 downloads. One of them is 2 on 1 page. So if you're printing it yourself, I recommend on most home printers you have to do borderless setting. I recommend. If you're printing it in a place, then you probably don't need to. But if you're printing it in a place, I also gave you the version that's 5.5 by 8.5. So you could do it your own self on that size. But I gave you the 2 different sizes, 2 on a page and 1 on half a page. Okay, just FYI. I thought that would be the most helpful, because before I actually created this into a notepad, obviously I'm a stationery designer, so I could make notepads fairly easily. I printed out myself. I printed it one day. Okay, I have a printer down here. I have an office printer down here, okay? I printed it one day and I absolutely loved it. And I just made the notepad. I was like, done. Because it was only one day, I get it, but how much it helped me sort the things out in the way we think, okay? And again, I mentioned earlier how I use it. I really recommend to use it that way. I feel like, I personally feel it's the most effective. But I guess we all think differently, so maybe not. You decide how it works for you. But, and again, I mean, buying it, the digital version is probably the easiest thing you could do, because you could print it unlimited. If you're like, I don't have time for that, I'll buy the printed version, fine. The link is up above or down below if you're watching this later on YouTube. But if you want to, just make it yourself. Guys, I mean, mine's really pretty and cute. I really like it. So, but anyway, I think it does help. I think having something that's attractive to write on does help, but that's another story. If you can design it yourself, it's fine. But remember, it's awesome stuff I want to do today. You can name it whatever you want to name it and put it, okay? You could just say awesome stuff, boring stuff, whatever, okay? But I think if I had to take a guess, if you were to count on doing it yourself, you probably won't get it done because we're busy. And if you have the time to make a notepad yourself, you probably need to be working on other important things. And I'm saying this as being a tough business mom to you guys, that I mean, that's just the honest truth. I mean, because, and while you could probably scrap this up together fairly quick, work on other things. Get the digital version, print it off today, so you don't have to wait to get it printed. But if you're like, Dalia, I don't have time, I don't have an office printer, it's not gonna look as nice as this, you could get the printed version, okay? And if you buy more than one notepad as a printed version, I think I have it like cheaper discounts. Like one notepad is $15, 2 notepads makes it $14 each or something like that. Okay, anyway, let me see these comments. Laura said she's the queen of I did nothing all day. Sometimes at peaks, it comes out at us, and I hate those days. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not exaggerating. You guys know I'm honest with you. I have not had what felt like I did nothing all day, or an unproductive day, or and a lot of times it goes this way when I used to have them. I look at Jess, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I did for the last few hours. Like, it's not because I didn't know what I did. I actually didn't do much. I wasn't as productive. And you know what? Does any checklist, sort of to-do list, help with that? Potentially. Because guys, you know, this notepad is great, the digital download is great, but if you don't use it, it won't work. Don't think it has this magical powers because I'm shipping it to you and it's going to make you do things. You actually have to physically do your to-do list. I think we all could agree on that, right? And you guys know this, tools don't work unless you do, okay? So using it in this format has helped me tremendously. Yeah, I'm sorry, people keep asking, and I apologize. The link is up above if you want to purchase the notepad, either the printed or digital version. The link is up above. It'll show you the 2 notepads. Just check the title, make sure you buy the proper one. If you buy the digital today and later you want to buy the printed, I don't refund you for the digital because you still own the digital. Okay, the digital will automatically, after your purchase goes through, the digital will automatically be given to you on the thank you checkout page, and it'll also be emailed to you. Okay, one second, let me check on something. Yeah, perfect. Just want to make sure it was working fine. It was. Okay, well, the people said they bought it, so I know, right, Michelle? Okay. Catherine says, I need to record you saying, do the boring stuff to play at my desk on the days I put it off. I swear to God. You know what I should do? I should have, somebody mentioned it, so I'm not just being, what's the word? I'm not just full of myself. People have mentioned before that they would like to have me, they would like to have me as, for lack of a better phrase or word, like a ringtone or something that, yeah, they could have, like, it was like somebody mentioned, who was it? I don't know who it was, but they mentioned like an app where it would have like buttons you could press where it says, hey, get back to work, do the boring stuff, things like that. And that'll help motivate people. I think it's a fantastic idea. I don't have the resources to pull that off, but I agree, because sometimes, guys, I don't listen to my own self, but I listen to like background noise, things that motivate me to keep going, and sometimes those things are podcasts and things of the sort. So I completely agree with that. You know, completely agree with that. Yeah, the boring stuff always gets moved to the bottom of the list. But here's the thing: if you have it on a regular, I mean, listen, you have to work the list, right? Even if you put it on here, you can still ignore the boring stuff. Am I right? This notepad is not magic, but I make the conscious effort to say, okay, let me get a few of these things done so I can check it off. Okay, it's pushing yourself, and yes, you can push yourself on a regular list, but when you have it mixed up, it's really hard for you to repeatedly sort through this list to make sure that you're getting boring stuff or, you know, whatever done. Okay, so having it has really helped me. Thanks for putting the link again, Laura. I really appreciate it. I should have done that myself. I'm not thinking. I'm just really excited about this because ever since I started using it, it has helped me tremendously. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Okay, the moment today I woke up, I was a little tired. And I did my hair in the morning, okay, because it was not looking like this in the morning. So I rolled up here like 10 minutes late, which is not a big deal. It's like 8:10 a.m. And I was not in the mood to work. I have those days, okay? I have those days. But I wrote out what I needed to do. This is my list for today, and the boring stuff and all the stuff. I wrote it out, and well, after this call, I'm going to be listening to something, like I said, something that's motivational, whatever, usually on my phone or whatever, to keep me pushing through the list. And so what I'm trying to say is that there will still be some days where you're like, I don't care about this list. I'm not doing any boring stuff. But I remind myself that I know if I don't, I'll in the end regret it. I'll put something on that helps me stay motivated, and I have a number of things I do, and I just pick one of them and I do it. I mentioned it before in a Facebook Live. It's like my own motivational plan, and I think for me it's probably going to be YouTube videos today, either be music or something like that, and then I'll just hit off the list. And I literally do this, okay? I literally tell Jessica when I've accomplished something. I don't know why. I'm not sure if she cares. I think she just goes, okay, but it just helps me, okay? These are things that help me. The point of my story is that even on my, blah days, which I feel like that's how I started off this morning. I think the weather is funky. I don't know. That I'm still going to get things done. This list does not work unless you do. Remember that pushing things to the bottom of the list does not help it get done. We know that. But you know that sometimes you have days where you don't push it to the bottom of the list. How do you turn it into that day? Because I know at the end of the day, I'm going to really regret not doing the things I have to get done. Okay? And by the way, it's okay to once in a while take a break. I get that. But sometimes I have no good reason to. So with my mouse here, let me see the other posts here. Let me get my coffee. I overplan all the time. Yes, sometimes, no, I used to. I don't do it as often anymore. But I also found that, this is probably for another day, another talk. I found that things don't take as long as we believe they do. Maybe we should do that for another talk, another Facebook Live. And that's really another, I'm not going to put all my productivity hacks in this. Maybe I should. Well, maybe in another Facebook Live, but I do have other productivity hacks that I do. Anyway, just the moral of the story of this little point is things don't take as long as we believe they do. Okay? You guys know 100%. I don't want to hear anybody telling me, no, my list that I did today that, took me all day to finish, 8 hours, I could have done it in 6 hours. Yes, it's true. Don't roll your eyes at me. But more about that another time. I feel like sometimes when we do our to-do list, we dilly-dally while the to-do list is trying to get done. So, again, another time, another story. Let me make sure I, hold on. Make sure I'm reading all the comments. I will get the digital later too. I need this. That's a good point. I feel like that's actually smart. Get the notepad version for now to get started, and then digital, so when you start to figure out how to print it on your own, you can. And if you just joined, Hillary, yeah, said I'm late. She just joined. I should really do ringtones. I should do an app that repeatedly throughout the day tells you my voice, which is kind of creepy, by the way. But you could probably set it. I don't know, something to think about. The point is, this is the notepad, and really, if you just joined, you should really rewatch this Facebook Live. I'm about to end it. This has helped me tremendously, and I go over how it's helped me. It's not Dalia's physical notepad that you're buying from me that's going to help you. It's the system I did. Okay, the system I did. So in this Facebook Live, if you just joined, I go over the system. So generally speaking, you could actually create your own notepad that looks similar to this. Don't copy me and sell it. That's not okay, because I will find out. But just do it for yourself if you want to. Or if you want to make it easy for yourself, just go ahead and buy the digital version. It's so cheap and so easy, and you can print it unlimitedly. I just found that the system I use, and I mentioned it earlier, I mentioned how I use the brilliant ideas and interruption section. And of course, if you don't get to it by the end of the day, since you're ripping the piece of paper, you put the rest in Trello. Again, I love Trello. then the boring shit I need to do today, stuff that you have to get done. So I always attack this list first, and I go to the easiest things that I can get accomplished, and I mark them off, okay? Then I go to the awesome stuff, usually things that need to get done in a hurry because of time, okay? And then I mix it between that. After that, I do things that I could get done quickly, and then all the things in between. Okay. And again, I went over it much more earlier in this Facebook Live, so rewatch it. I think it'll be very helpful to you. And again, if you want to get the notepad, digital version or printed version, the link is up above. They're both in black ink, really simple and straightforward. If you buy the printed version, it will ship this Thursday afternoon. And again, you could pick first class or, you could pick first class or priority mail shipping, and then, blah, blah, blah. You get it in a certain time frame. Okay. Laura, when I'm having a blah day, then I reward myself for doing the boring stuff by doing the non-boring stuff in between. That's a good way to attack it. Guys, the stuff I love what Laura said. It's almost like what I do, but I didn't articulate it in that way, but it does work out that way sometimes. Because I do the boring stuff first, and then when I get those, then I could do the awesome stuff, because what happens is, if you don't start out with the boring stuff, especially the quick ones, you push the boring stuff to the side. And by separating it in this manner, guys, it really helps you filter out what you need to get done that you don't want to, but you will because you want to check it off, Again, it's the behavior of it. And so it's important that you not just buy this from me and print it, or buy it from me and it has it shipped to you. It's important that you use the tool, it's by your desk. It's by your desk all the time. You guys seen on my Instagram stories. It's by my desk often. I don't post it every single day, but it's always by my desk and I'm using it. I really, really enjoyed it. That's why I posted it for you guys. And that's when people have to ask me, hey, can I get one? Can I get one? Where can I get one? And then I said, okay, people want it. Let me see if people really want it, or they're just excited. And I posted a question on Instagram, and people were like, yeah, I want to buy it. And so there it is. And again, but buying is awesome. Thank you. But the reality is you could use it any way you want. Okay. You don't have to listen to what I said, but this is the way I use it and I found to be most helpful. I recommend you do it that way. But if you find a system that works for you in this notepad that gets you super productive, go for it. The reality is, whatever you do, you have to stick to it. You have to use the tool. Okay? This is not part of my motivational plan to keep me moving on my to-do list when I feel like I want to give up for the day. That's something different. When I don't feel like working on my to-do list, I use my motivational plan. And then when I'm motivated, then I use the tool, which is this notepad. Okay, let me lift it up because I feel like I keep talking about it and it's like down below. Hello, notepad. I really like it. It's really cute. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss any comments. I'm gonna wrap this up for you guys. And you know what? Yeah, this Facebook Live was really about this notepad, whatever, but it wasn't. It was about my new productivity tool, how I use it, how my brain works. I feel like how a lot of our brains work, and how you can be more productive in a day. Because I was so excited when I realized, was it yesterday I realized? Or the day before? I don't know. I told Jessica the day I realized that I have not had an unproductive day. I have not had a, what did I do today all day, I did not have a, I don't know what I did for the last few hours sort of day for over 2 weeks since I got this notepad. Again, I utilized it. By the way, you guys, again, if you follow me on Instagram stories, you'll see that I use scrap note cards to write my to-do list. To-do lists were always there for me in the form of written version from my Trello. So why has this tool work? One, it's a little bit more attractive, I'll be honest. I was trying to use scrap paper just to be a better human being, to recycle and things like that. What? Yeah? Okay. Okay. I'm trying to use scrap paper, because it's the right thing to do. I found it to make me more frustrated. I found it to, I can't explain it, but having this nice, pretty notepad, I would find myself writing a little bit neater, not always, but a little bit neater compared to this scrap paper right here. Where is it? Barely see it. Okay, just a few more things. Just having it here, it was sorted out much better than a note card. I don't know. it just worked out better for me. That's why I want to share it with you guys. And I hope that regardless if you do get the notepad or don't, if you do, then great, use it. But if you don't, at least you take something away from today and that you understand the system that has helped me. Because even if you don't get the notepad, digital or printed version, you want, I mean, I'm assuming, unless you're like a productivity wizard, you want to make sure you're more productive. You want to make sure that you're getting things done. You're not a robot, right? But again, we can get so much more accomplished in the 8 hours or however hours you work in a day. And, you know, it gets us to our goal of, you know, our biggest goals faster. My biggest goals is, I mean, you know, you guys know our goals. It gets us to our goals faster. And it's not a race, granted, but sometimes it's like sometimes you might find yourself saying, I've been at this moment in my business for like over a year. Why have I not progressed? Okay. And by the way, I have failed to mention this. I'm going to mention this now. And I've done planning, goal planning, Facebook Lives. We're going to be doing them very soon as the new year starts to progress or come closer. But a lot of my stuff that I have on the awesome or even boring section, you might say, well, how did you get those stuff on that side of the to-do list? What do you decide that goes on here? Is it things that you just randomly want to do? No, again, it's from my Trello account. And what's on my Trello account is my biggest, when I do my goal planning for the year. And they're broken up into mini tasks, which is really important, guys. But those things are part of my bigger goal. So if my goal, let me give you an example, is to come out with a new product line, you know, and of course I have it broken down to mini tasks. You know, I have my awesome and boring stuff mixed in things like start, you know, designing, buy new clip art, list products, you know, SEO, do descriptions, send a new, one second, what's the word? Send an email marketing for my new items. You know, like all the things that go into launching a new product. And some of those will be boring. Some of those will be awesome stuff. Okay. And so that's how I get my stuff from Trello. And that goes into my to-do list. So things that are important for you to work on. That's why you end up seeing progression. That's why little people always ask me, how do you get so much done? How do you know? That's why, because I'm working on things that actually get me closer to my goals. And by the way, I know I did a blog post on this and a Facebook Live where I do pieces of my goals into my to-do list, and then I fill it in with other stuff that have to get done, such as I have not written this down yet, but I will. And most of my daily to-dos, I have things like go to this group, like the Handmade Mastermind group, follow up with some of you guys who tag me in posts, answer your emails. I get emails, I get messages. I mean, I'm flooded with you guys every single day. I love you, but it's the reality of it. Can you guys guess if you're on my awesome list or on my boring list? I wonder if you guys, I know this sounds like, are you asking us if you hate me or not? No, I'm asking because I do put you on my to-do list to go to the group to make sure I respond to messages, get tagged in, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys think I put you on the awesome list or boring list? What do you think? Let me know down below before I end this call. I'd be interested to hear. I know it's like, guy, what kind of question is that? I don't know, I'm just having a little fun. But I do put it on there. And so the purpose of me saying this is that I put things that have to happen that are just like I said, buy ink has to happen, update plugins, and there was something else. What was it? I forgot. That I get, oh yeah, check promoted listings, which is under my awesome list because I look forward to looking those stats. I get alerts for, by the way, to check, and so I put them on my to-do list. I get I think promoted listings I think is monthly, and update plugins is weekly, and so then I put it there. So sometimes my to-do list is filled with little tchotchke things. They have to get done. Check email, this, that, you know. So yeah. I do buy them from others, but would rather support you. What are you referring to? Oh, I should probably read above. Hold on. I have often wanted like thank you cards, tags for my business. Have you ever thought about making us items used for our packaging? I do actually have it. It's my marketing inserts package. Let me put my website here. Juju says hi, guys. I'm sure you could see her.
Yeah, definitely. I got her a lot.
Okay. So I put the link, and there you can see all my courses. If you click on all courses, you see the marketing inserts package. It has thank you cards that you use, etc. But if you're looking for more branded stuff, I'll be interested to hear what you mean by that. If it's different than the things I actually offer in that little package. It's only $29, so it's absolutely worth it, and you have so much templates to choose from. But I'm not sure what you mean by that. So if you want to elaborate, that's fine, or another time you want to elaborate. So yeah. Awesome. Hopefully we are on the most awesome list. Awesome. I could depend on which day list we end up on. Catherine is hilarious. Catherine's like, it could depend on the day which list we end up on. Yes, it's absolutely true. Most of the time you guys end up on the awesome list, because I look forward to breaking up my workday, going into you guys, answering messages. I really enjoy helping people. You guys know that by now. But sometimes when I'm in it's not because of you guys, when I'm in a mood or I have things that are really like a lot of things I have to get done that are on my awesome list that I'm really more excited about than checking on you guys. You guys, I love you, but I'm just being realistic that I'm flooded with stuff, right? And I'm like, so then I might move you to the boring list, probably by default. But yeah, most of the time you guys are on the awesome list. Unless I'm having a bad day because I don't want to do anything. A lot of things I wish I really saved a lot of my other lists from days, but I rip them off and I throw them away. But on my bad days, my bad mood days, I do have a lot more things on my boring list because I don't feel like doing anything. But they end up getting done, Anyway, but yeah, if you guys could elaborate what you mean by tags and things, like what kind of packaging sort of things you're looking for. Obviously I'm a stationery designer. But the reality is, like, I could do some custom work for you guys, but if you want to support me, that's fantastic. Obviously in low quantities if you want, high quantities as well if you want. But just to save you some money, like if you are looking for like postcards or things like that, I don't recommend you get them printed from me. I'll be happy to design them for you and charge you for that. But printed for me is not going to be very cost effective for you. As a business coach for you guys, I want to make sure you save some money. I've actually had some members get some thank you cards from me printed, and that's fine. They want to go through me, and that's great. I probably highly recommend a larger company who could take my design for you and mass produce it, because it's cheaper and in quality is pretty decent with them. It just depends. But again, I'm just trying to save you some money. But if you have no interest in saving some money, or if you're like, no, you wanted a smaller quantity just to test out, I'm fine with that. But again, I think most people want to not use me, but partner with me for the designing of their thing. And if you look at the marketing inserts package, I think you look around, you could see the stuff I offer in it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But I plan on upgrading things in there a little bit more, and the price will be eventually going up soon. Okay? Anyways, I'm going to wrap this call up. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you just joined and you're like, what's going on? Rewatch this. Is really important as it's related to productivity. And if you want to get the notepad, and the printed version or the digital version where you can print it on your own, or send it to Kinko's to print for you. The link is up above, bit.ly/mastermind notepad. And it's, oh my God, printers are jamming. It's available like forever. So it's not like only available today. No, it's available forever, so you can buy it whenever. But obviously the faster you get it and the faster you use it, probably the better for your business. And it's really cheap, Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Facebook Live. Thank you, Laura, for posting it again. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about the notepad, you're more than welcome to message me directly on Facebook. It's just the easiest way to get to me, the fastest way to get a response from me, okay? And I'll be happy to help you. Okay, guys, have a fantastic day, and I will see you next week. Bye.